So we watched HerbMessiah's video on coin mechanics and mastered coin punching, railcoining and coin adding, these must be the most damaging combos in the game, right?
Holy shit.
What the fuck was that? Now that may seem like the answer to my question already, but speedrunners took it to a whole new level. Now that I have your attention, let's get to the guide, shall we?
Ultrakill Advanced Coin Mechanics.
This guide is intended for advanced players that have mastered all of the mechanics in the original coin mechanics video, or anyone who wants to try speedrunning and experimenting with new ramps. Before I can explain what I just showed you in the intro, we need to go over the basics of each of the three main techniques used in these clips: Deadcoining, Slabrailcoining, and Railcoinpunching.
Part 1. Deadcoin.
Deadcoining is simply adding power to the coin in such a way that it doesn't get used up after being hit. If you recall from Herb's video, coins have 4 phases after being thrown. The initial dead coin period, where the coin will absorb any hits can hit, but won't reflect it. The early split window, also known as the flash, the normal reflect window, and the late split window, or the sing. Coins will add 1 power for every hit or punch. As you can see in the video, punching stops adding power after power reaches 5. The punch damage can go even higher, but only when bouncing coins off of enemies. Unfortunately, this is impractical and almost never used. If a coin is thrown and another coin bounces a shot to it during its 0.1 seconds dead coin window, the dead coin will absorb the power and continue its flight, soon becoming a normal coin. Think of it as leapfrogging the damage across coins. This can be chained for as long as you have coins to use. A great example of an optimal Deadcoin setup can be found in the world record any percent 3-2 run by Syncaj. Start off by throwing a coin below you mid-jump, punch it after the flash, wait a moment, jump, double punch while falling, look up, and finally add 4 more dead coins. If done right, the 4th coin will come off cooldown just in time. An alternate setup would be 5 punches, allowing us to generate an additional coin, followed by 5 more dead coin adds. Coins can also be added to the dead coin during their split window, and they can have the following interactions. Both split shots can go to the dead coin, one can go to the coin and the other in a random direction, or your dead coin gets used up because you messed up the timing. Interestingly, double splits into dead coins provide no additional damage. They do, however, increase the style you get from performing them. If you watch some Deadcoin videos, you might have seen the ridiculous 4-digit ricochet style bonuses, and split dead coins are the explanation.
Part 2. Slabrailcoin.
Before getting into the nitty-gritty of this deck, I'd like to thank Jmacca for his research and explanations for the mechanics of Slabrailcoins.
No, I'm actually dead serious. This video wouldn't have happened without this man.
He has also compiled a damage calculator you can use to experiment with setups and check your damage numbers. He is also the one that provided me with the damage display mod, which will be periodically used in this video to showcase the damage. Slab piercer charge shot through an enemy into a coin, immediately swapping to a rail cannon and doing the same before the coin despawns. Slabrailcoins or SRCs will only work on hits against big enemies. Okay, that's not exactly true. They can be down out of midair, but there's no point in doing that for not all that much damage. Using SRCs against non-boss enemies is not only wasteful, as you're using between 1 and 4 coins, a slab charge and a rail cannon charge, but is also trickier to land because both shots need to pass through the enemy for this deck to work. SRCs in speedrunning are only used in both of the Gabriel fights because he makes an easy airborne target between phases. Slabrailcoining is at the moment janky tech, much like ultra boosting was when it was first discovered. Hopefully this guide makes the technique popular enough so the dev team might change it to make it more consistent like the ultra boost. Depending on the timing, Slabrailcoins can be split into 3 tiers. Tier 1 is early timing, Tier 3 is late, and Tier 2 is somewhere in between. The rough timing estimates are on screen for you to see. Like I said, these are just rough estimates. The time between slab hits is roughly 48 milliseconds. Tier 1 is roughly the first 98 milliseconds after firing, Tier 2 is the next 93 milliseconds, and Tier 4 is the next 94 milliseconds. Keep in mind, these are based off the in-game timer and not real time. For clarity, here are some comparisons with real time. And here are some single coin real-time examples. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. The tier of SRC will also determine the damage type. This can drastically affect the effectiveness of this deck. Flesh Prison, for example, is resistant to rail cannon damage, boasting an impressive 50% resistance. However, since Tier 1 SRCs use the damage type of a slab revolver, FP takes full damage. Other methods are generally preferred by speedrunners against Flesh Prison, but it is all subject to change in future updates, or if somebody thinks of a new route. Jmacca explained the damage type of SRCs nicely when he said Tier 1 is slab super buffed, Tier 2 is rail super buffed, and Tier 3 is just slab and rail individually reflecting off with standard buffs. Another quirk of SRCs is the coin interactions. Slabrailcoins will always target other coins. However, Railcoins will only target other coins if they pass through the enemy again. Because of this, using a single buff to Deadcoin is generally preferred in speedrunning circles because of consistency. One of the easiest practical applications of Slabrailcoining is in the second fight with Gabriel, as it's a short way to get to his fight after every restarts, and he starts fairly high in the air above you. Firstly, stand as close to Gabe as you can, then wait until Gabriel says relish in his monologue. Then initiate a slam jump, throw 4 coins directly above you and immediately start charging the Pearson revolver. As soon as his health bar appears, shoot through Gabe to hit one of the coins, immediately swap to a rail and shoot again. Once you get better at this, you can try implementing Deadcoining at the start of both Gabe fights or a normal SRC during phase transitions.
Part 3. Railcoinpunch.
Railcoin punches. They're rail coins and they're coin punches.
Finally, Railcoin punching, abbreviated to RCP, is probably the most useful tech in this video, capable of outputting frankly ludicrous amounts of damage with next to no setup. This tech also requires the hits-off from a big enemy to work, but not much else. To start off, walk backwards and throw a coin. Immediately after that, walk forwards and throw a second coin. Swap to a rail and shoot the second coin you threw, performing a quick double rail coin. During the hit stop period, punch the first coin you threw to reuse it. If done correctly, this combo will do 42 damage. But wait, there's more! You can also coin add after punching to make the rail bounce 2 more times, increasing the damage to 60! Just a raw 60 damage combo, fully extracting the soul from his prime. That's almost half the entire health bar of Minos Prime. Some tips for learning this tech. If you're using the damage display mod, if you don't get the coin damage after punching, or are consistently getting 27 damage, that means you're doing it too late. It is possible to get the animation for a coin punch without it actually coming out because the coin despawned at the same time.
If you're getting 34 damage, that means you started punching with proper timing.
The glorious 42 damage is the maximum you can get without coin adding or deadcoining, and it takes a bit of practice to get down. The reason you are getting 34 damage instead of 42 is because you are missing exactly 1 pass-through on an enemy. Meaning 1 coin is slightly too high, most likely the first coin you threw. The solution is to toss coins lower or simply wait longer before shooting. Waiting is the less favorable option, as you could get attacked during this window, ruining your entire combo. Coin positioning is also affected by the distance from your target, so keep that in mind. In case of Minos, if you are close, a good setup is throwing the first coin while walking backwards and looking at his belly button. Walking forwards while looking at his knees and throwing the second coin. The rest you already know. The timing on RCP coin adds is a bit tight, so I opted to use a timeline for the entire combo. As you can see, the timing of the coin punch is fairly lenient, as opposed to the coin add timing, which is less than half a second. The rail timing can be tight or lenient, depending on how high you threw your coins. And here's a few more full speed examples. A great example of an RCP used in a speedrun is in the 2-4 P% run by Travis Boy. After setting up a saw trap and a few projectile boosts, Travis uses the whiplash to close in on the boss, throwing 3 coins during his flight. When he reaches the boss, he shoots the coins through him, throws his 4th coin below, and Railcoin punches when he sees the rail connect with the coin.
Part 4.
And this basically wraps up this guide. I hope you learned something new that you can use for fun or for your runs. Once again, huge thanks to Jmacca for helping me with all of this, such a champ. And I'd also like to thank HerbMessiah for letting me use the name Ultra Guide. I reached out to him before making this video to see if it was okay if I used the same title, as I felt the video was a direct continuation of his work, and he seemed pretty happy with the idea. It took me a long time to make this, so I hope it was worth the wait.